Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for round 14. We're at Brazil tonight, and the cars are just starting to release for quali. S3. No, I believe Grid Jokes is the first. I think it is MS3. Here we go. First flying lap in quali. Oh, no, it is Grid Jokes. So Grid Jokes will be set the bar. And the outlap cars getting out of the way nice and quickly, giving Grid Jokes the clear track. Looking a pretty tidy lap so far, so this could be a very tight quali. Oh, a little bit of snap of oversteer there. That's definitely going to have hurt the lap a bit. They are fast laps around into Lagos as well. And it's a 7.7 for Grid Joke, so that's when the bar is set. Now MS3, what can he put in? Only an 8.5. And Brewster's put in an 8.4. Baker with an 8.8. A 9.2 for old mate. And KB's going to come across the line and he'll do an 8.3. So Grid Joke's currently with the fastest lap of anybody. Like Sammy's just in sector 3 now, so we'll see what he can put up. And Sammy will snag it with a 7-1. Well, a 7-7-1, I should say, against a 7-7-3. So very tight at the front. Now, what can Shark put in? One of the Red Bulls just getting out of the way there. And Newell's done a 10 flat on the mediums. And Shark can only do a 10-1 on the soft tyre. Oh, looked a little ugly, but everything's resolved itself. Gears now also on a hot lap. Blocking up the inside right there a little bit. Gears will go across the line and he will set a 7-9. This is very, very tight at the top end of town. Fine, I believe, is about to start another hot lap. Sammy's actually gone faster. He's brought it down to a 7-4. And Combine's actually to pull completely off the track there. Starting this hot lap now. And it looks like Meowsy is on an out lap. Zooks is also on a hot lap in the Alpine. So we'll see what can be done there. The Combine just a little off his usual pace. But early days yet. Meanwhile, so Meowsy's started his hot lap, which we'll switch to momentarily. We'll just see what Combine can put in, or if he'll bail out of the lap. He's staying with it, so it must be a decent lap. And he'll go up to P6 with an 8-1. I think Meowsy's bailed out of it. Yeah, he's bailed out of his first lap. Big question is, does he have the fuel to do a second? Meanwhile, Luke has also done a 7-4 to get up to P2. Gears has just come out. He'll be looking to get a bit further up the grid. And, yep, now Meowsy starting his second attempt. And rather shockingly, MS3 is actually gone faster than KB in the Red Bull. Oh, that looked a little ugly. Got to thank EA for their quality servers. Got about 8 minutes left in quality, so we are just over halfway there. Now Meowsy starting to get a little low on fuel. It must still be on because he's still using that battery. No, he's bailed out. Wow, so big problems for Meowsy in quali. Like Grid Joke's about to come through to complete another lap. And no improvement there. Sitting on a 7.5. At least no positional improvement. Gears now coming through. Can he knock off the 3/10 he needs to? No, not quite. An improvement to the time, but no improvement to position. And KB's just come in. And Newell now out on a set of soft tyres. And into the pits. If Oldmate can improve from his 9-1, it's a really tight battle for 13th and 14th. Just over 5 minutes to go as well in this qualifying session. Meowsy, the only car yet to set a time as well. And that's the battery depleted. And Old Mate will go up to P12 with a 9-0. Dark's just started his lap. So we'll see what he can put in. A little over 5 minutes remain in the session. Meowsy's still yet to come out for his second run. And speaking of, he has just come out for his outlap. AB also on his outlap as well as MJ as well. So it's starting to get a little busy in the lane. And Dark with an 8-4, still P10. Right, Meowsy starting his lap. This is the big question. He could win this here. He needs a lot to go his way tonight, but he could win the season here. And looks like Dark has called it. Oh no, he's had an accident. It's very unfortunate he'll be able to take no further part in quali. Yelzy, meanwhile, taking advantage of the clear track. And Meowsy will do a 6.9, first into the sixes and on provisional pole. Now, what can KB put in? Getting very low on fuel. This will be his final run. He'll not have time to do another. He's going to keep it nice and safely inside the track limits. Currently sitting on a 7.741, and it is only about 0.3 that separates second through to sixth, so it's very tight. No, he's bailed out. Okay, he's bailed out of it. Roadster in the second of the Kicksalvers. And he'll go across the line and move past MS3 with a 7.8. Two minutes remaining now. So Baker on what will probably be his final hot lap. Well, his final run at least. Using a lot of battery very early. And track's starting to get just a little busy now as everyone desperate to put those laps in. Baker currently sitting on an 8.55. Can he improve on it? He does, improves the time, but doesn't improve the position. Dark on his lap, currently sitting on a 9.0. And pretty much everybody's out on track now. KB's got about 30 seconds to get to the line. Looks like MS3 has just managed to pip his teammate. And it's only by 3/1000ths of a second as well. And KB has managed to start his lap. And Shark, no improvement. Sammy now, last roll of the dice. Grid Joke Scares. Zooks combined. Shark, Newell, and Old Mate all finished their laps. No improvement. Sammy will start in P4. And looks like MS3 is probably done. KB is on a lap. 3/1000 separate the Red Bulls. And MJ's also pulled into the pits. So has Roadster. And KB will go up to P5. So he's actually managed to gain 2 places there. One from his teammate and one from and one from the B carb of gears. And that is pretty much everybody done. So it's Zerk and Meowsy on row 1, Grid Jokes and Sammy on row 2, KB and Gears on row 3. Row 4 is MS3 and Broadster. Row 5 has got combined on it. Just wait. Yeah, so row 5 is combined in MJ. Dark and Baker are on row 6. Old Mate and Shark on row 7. I believe, yeah, that will be Newell on row 8 by himself, which is a little bit shocking. Newell, generally speaking, is pretty quick. But I think also, given how close of a gap it is, we're in for a really interesting race. Alrighty, here we go. 5 red lights coming to life. And we are away. And it looks like so far, everybody rather cleanly through turn 1. Oh no, we got a safety car already. Oh wow, so Dark's been DQ'd, so something's going on there. I did wonder why it was as clean as it was. It also wasn't very quick, so yeah, safety car on lap 1. Just waiting to see what's gonna happen, because it's a very possible that the car just didn't get off the line. It's also a very interesting mix of tires for everyone. We're gonna have a range of strategies if the race continues. And yep, it looks like we are going to continue, so it's essentially going to be a rolling start. As there's Meowsy catching up to the safety car. All right, safety car is in this lap. Looks like we are going to be continuing. So Meowsy will have control. All right, they are approaching the AZ now. And looks like Meowsy's off. Back to full speed racing. And Meowsy on the medium tyre, pulling about half a second off that restart. And looks like Broadster got caught cold there because MS3's made a brilliant move. Nine tenths already for Meowsy. And have a look at Sammy straight down the inside of Grid Jokes. Grid Jokes tries to fight back, but it's just too much on the soft tyre. And looks like Meowsy's buggered off into the distance. Already at 1.2 seconds. A 1:10 flattened race from fastest lap of the race so far. But this is going to be the battle group right here. Although, oh, looks like somebody struck something on the curb there. Hopefully just a board. No, it's just something weird going on with the situation. Normal there, really. Newell and Old Mate having a bit of a tussle at the moment as well. Sammy's right on the back of Zook at the moment. He wants to get past me. He wants to get up to Meowsy. And he'll be able to have a crack here. He'll have the DRS. He'll go defensive. Keeps it on the inside, and the soft tyre just has a bit too much grit. But it's allowed Grid Jokes to catch right back up, and he'll be able to have a crack at Zook now as well. These three are right on each other's gearboxes as well. So it's going to make for a rather feisty battle. I have a feeling that Sammy and MJ and Newell are all going for the undercut onto the hard tyre. And we'll see just how effective that is here at Interlagos. Meanwhile, a bit further down the order, and the two Salbers are tussling over position right now. And MS3's not had the greatest start of the race. He's lost a few places. Fine is all over the back of Broadster at the moment as well. He wants to get up there. Oh, and Newell's had a... Okay, something's gone on. Niels had a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, so that there's a little more to that. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch it. Oh, and Grid Jokes losing a couple of places. This is going to get really feisty here. 10-second penalty for speeding in the lane for Baker. This is 2x2 and almost 3 wide down the straight. KB trying to go right around the outside of Grid Jokes. Doesn't quite work that time. Oh, and Grid Joke's so close. Oh, I think there might have been a little bit of contact there as well. Looks like it was only wheel on wheel. Very thankfully, that could have been a bit ugly. I think those soft tyres of Sammy's are going off. Baker's already onto the hard tyre. He's already committed one stop. DRS saving Sammy for the meantime. Oh wow, Gears also with a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So a few people getting pit lane speeding penalties. Sammy right in the thick of it now, 7-lap old tyres. Oh, they're side by side this time, and I think Grid Jokes might have the better of him. He's going to switch back. Oh, bit of a slide there. Not sure if he was helped. Car looks okay, so it may very well have just been the tires not having the traction. Sammy's going to want to get that place back off Grid Jokes, and I tell you what, this group is really close together, but Sammy falling off the pace just a little bit. Still in DRS range, but I think that those soft tyres are probably at the end of the line, because he looks to be struggling a bit. KB on those hards is all over the back of him right now. And in fact, Grid Jokes and Luke are actually starting to pull away, so I think Sammy's probably going to have to box this lap if he doesn't want to lose too much pace, which will essentially get rid of the undercut for him. And no, he stayed out, and it's side by side between Grid Jokes and Zook, and Grid Jokes has managed to get the better of Zook. And he's now up into P2, and it looks like, I believe that, oh, so close there. Two have been side by side for about 3-4 corners now. And Grid Jokes will have the preferred line down the hill. And it's getting quite feisty already. And looks like Gears has gone through the pits again. Not having the greatest race, but we're not even a third of the way in, so anything could happen. And here comes Zook right around the outside of Grid Jokes. Grid Jokes not even really bothering to put up a defense against it. And Sammy and KB have managed to catch up, so they're back in the mix. Oh no, Newell, he's got another 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So it's not been a great race for him. Rather unfortunate. Newell has gone onto the hard tyres though. So the saving grace is that at least he won't have to pit again. And it looks like Grid Jokes and Zook might just be able to edge out that gap. Although Sammy has managed to actually pull it back under DRS, so this will tow him and KB straight back up to these two. Yowzy, meanwhile, well off into the distance. And Old Mate with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So everybody's struggling with the pit lane entry so far this race. Bit of a sign that everyone's going to have to be just a little bit careful with the pit lane, because already we've seen quite a few get penalties for it. And it looks like Zoo going to go right around the outside. Grid Jokes tried to defend it. These two really tussling for position. Definitely the main battle right now. Grid Jokes is going to storm down the outside. Can he completely clear him? And he can. Meanwhile, KB's actually managed to clear Sammy. Cannot imagine how much Sammy is struggling on those soft tyres. 12 laps in. And KB will be very thankful to have managed to clear him now. Now, can KB catch back up to Zook and Grid Jokes? That's the big question. Sammy really trying it on. A little bit of a wobble there from Sammy, so those tyres must really be going off right now. And just in the background there, the two kick Salbers arguing over position right now. Combine wants to get past his teammate as well because he's in a fight for the championship. Of course, could just be playing the strategy game at the moment and saving fuel sitting behind his teammate. But he's going to want to get on with it pretty shortly. Yowzy, meanwhile, actually hasn't managed to pull terribly away. It's still within 3 seconds. Oh, and it's the Sammy into the pits. We'll check out the stop. This is the first competitive car to pull the undercut, so And yep, here's onto the hard tyre. It's a decent stop, no penalties for speeding in the lane. Or fired it up a little too hot there. Got lucky on that one. We'll see where that puts him. But meanwhile, Grid Jokes and Zook still have Meowsy within visual range, only just, but looks like they might be catching up. Looks like those medium tires could just be starting to die a little bit. Of course, Meowsy is the one who's going to have to be, given the championship position he's in, he's going to be the one that has to really watch and combine us into the pits now. Just on a side note, MS3 is also in, and so is MJ Rollers. So those three now it's all down to pit lane. Looks like everybody realizing to just be a little careful on that pit lane entry, and despite the battling between Grid Jokes and Zook, they've still managed to keep to within 2.5 seconds of Meowsy, so could be on here. Going to depend when they pit, and also how much traffic Meowsy has to deal with when he pits. I believe it's only, and Meowsy is in the pits now. And looks like Broadster also in. So Meowsy onto the hard tyres. So these two got to be careful. Grid Jokes and Zoo, they've got to be careful to not hold each other up. They can work together. They might be able to keep Meowsy from actually getting back to the lead. Well, this is the other battle we've got going on. Old Mate on Baker. And Old Mate's going to get the DRS here. Oh, a little bit of a slice there from Baker. Don't think he was aware that Old Mate had got alongside so quick. Old Mate up to P11. Doing a decent job. Oh, something's happened in Sector 2. Oh, I think Newell's had a spin. Rather unfortunate. And Zook has gone through to the lead of the race. KB's about 6 seconds behind these guys. I think it's going to be hard for these two, though, is that although Meowsy is about 14 seconds off, he's got about 8 seconds of clear air, so we'll see just how strong the undercut is come the end of the race. But oh, and Shark has got a 3-second penalty now, so very penalty heavy here today. Everybody clearly on the limit, and that's Newell into the pits. And he's retired. So Newell has called it quits. He's out of the race. Grid Jokes was looking at a move. Completed 18 laps so far, so the pit window on the hards will be coming up very shortly. In about 2-3 laps, we'll see these guys on the hards all switch over, so there'll be a bit of a flurry through the pits. Shark's actually managed to do decently well on those mediums. He's lasted them out 18 laps. So Shark may even very well be trying to do a medium soft strat. And that is Grid Jokes into the pit. So where will he come out in comparison to Meowsy? We're about to find out. There's KB going past them. Won't be very long before Meowsy goes past them. Meowsy with the fastest lap of 109.5 onto the medium tyre for Grid Jokes. How much of a gap is he going to have to make up? There he is coming out now. So it's about 6 seconds. So the undercut definitely the way to go here, because that gap was only 2.5 seconds when Meowsy went in. And meanwhile, looks like the two Haas drivers are back together. And Zook now into the pits, so this will promote KB into P1, but he still has to pit. So depending on how long KB can get these hard tires to last, soft tire may be viable. And yeah, as we can see, Grid Jokes is well gone past Zook. So yeah, the undercut's so powerful here. I think KB's going to have to stay out until he can get in the window for the soft tire, because the overcut is just not working here. I tell you what, this is a battle that's going to get real feisty real soon. We've got the championship leader, who, by the way, only needs... Oh, nope, KB's gone in. So he'll probably be going to the medium. It's too early for the soft. Baker's got a 3-second penalty for curb hopping as well. And yeah, KB's opted for the medium tyre. He's going to come out and probably 5th. So he's going to come out... Oh, it's going to be tight at the exit, actually. And he's actually come out behind both of the Selbers. So... Although I'm pretty sure one of those Selbers still needs to meet Parc Ferme regs. Oh, we got something happened in Sector 1. Oh, Baker has had a spin and he will probably need to return to pit lane. That front wing in very sorry shape. And unfortunately, he's going to have to complete almost a whole lap. And yeah, that front wing not looking too healthy. Meanwhile, back at the top end of town, McJammy is 5 seconds clear, but Grid Jokes and Clear Air is actually managing to catch up, so he could mount a challenge potentially. And Shark's finally gone into the pits. Now, is he going to try on the soft, or is he going to go to the hard? He could in theory, yeah, and he has gone to the soft tyre, so that's going to make things a little spicy. Oh, something in Sector 3. Well, it's cleared now. Meanwhile, it looks like Combine's actually got past his teammate. KB's right on the gearbox as well, so Broster might try to take advantage here as well. Zook now with the fast slap at 9.51. KB's going to go right around the outside. Somebody's had a big lock up into turn 1. Might be Sammy. Now KB's just got to break free. He's going to set that thing right in the middle of the track. He's actually managed to defend it pretty nicely. And Broster's managed to get past his teammate Baker with a 10-second time penalty for exceeding the track limit, so that would have been quite a significant cut. Well, that's 13 seconds inside 1 lap that Baker's got in penalties. So it could be curtains for Baker now. KB desperately trying to break the DRS here. Oh, we got yellows in Sector 3. Oh my. Okay, so the wings completely come off. Oh, yeah, and yeah, he has retired. That is curtains now. And Zook is significantly catching up to Grid Jokes. But Grid Jokes also catching up to Meowsy, so could get a little feisty here. Although Grid Jokes has now pulled that out to a 2-second gap, so he is actually catching Meowsy. So Meowsy might actually be under a little bit of pressure this race. And meanwhile, looks like KB has managed to extend that gap. And Broster's in the pits. So he will probably go to the soft eye. He'll probably try and make a Hail Mary for fast slap. Down to 3.8 seconds now. So McJammy may be under siege at the end of this race. Down to 3.5 now. The Grid Jokes is really reeling in this gap. He's on an absolute charge at the moment. And meanwhile, Broats is actually onto the medium tyres. So 10 to go now. And Old Mate, meanwhile, is right on the back of Sharp. They've both got penalties, so that's going to come. That could very well be decided on penalties. Depends how much each of them has. And Grid Jokes' tyres are 3 laps younger than Meowsy's, so Meowsy could be in a little bit of trouble here. And maybe Grid Jokes has actually cooked on the strategy. It's down to 3.2 now. He's gaining almost half a second a lap on Meowsy, so this could get really feisty at the end of this race. And current rate is going to take him about 7 laps. But he is reeling Meowsy in. So for Meowsy's situation, he needs to pick up the pace by about 0.2 a lap. If he can do that, he can actually outlast Grid Jokes. But right now, with the current rate that Grid Jokes is catching him, Meowsy may very well go his second week without a race win, which is an extreme rarity for Meowsy, especially given how dominant he's been all season. Ambrose has got a 3-second time penalty now for curb hopping. And meanwhile, Zook is actually starting to catch up, so Grid Jokes has caught up a little bit, but not as much as in previous laps. He might be saving the battery. Right, 8 laps to go. So Grid Jokes needs to get a move on now. About 4/10 a lap that he needs to catch Meowsy at. Be able to get this overtake done. So he really does need to get a move on. However, it looks like he's picked up the pace. Broadster now has also snagged the fastest lap with a 9.50. Down to 2.8, 2.7 seconds now for Grid Jokes. Who's really catching up to Meowsy. .6 now, so Meowsy's going to be under siege. .7. And Zook could also be in the mix. Big key point here, though, is that if Zook decides to get involved with Grid Jokes, then neither of them will catch Meowsy, so these two need to be smart. By the current rate of catchment, they could both actually get past Meowsy. They need to be smart about it. Down to 2.6, it'll probably be 2.5 by the end of the lap. And it looks like Zook and Grid Jokes are on about the same pace. But at least they're not having to fight each other. There'll be 6 to go this time by. So, and given how strong the DRS is, but Grid Jokes still needs to pick the pace up just a little bit more. That's about 0.6 of a second a lap that he needs to catch. So it's going to be a tall order right now. Because that clock is ticking. But also at the same time, Meowsy's under pressure. He can't make a mistake. All it's going to take is one little slip up from Meowsy, and it could be curtains in the gap. Still coming down. It's down to 2.4, 2.5 now. So Meowsy could be in a bit of trouble here. It's down to 2.3 even. .2. That was actually a big gain out of that final turn. As much as Meowsie's trying to manage the pace, I think Gridjokes might have it over him. Lap 32 of 36. And suddenly, Gridjokes is coming back at him with a renewed vigor. So this could be on. He needs to get DRS in the next couple of laps, though. We can get it going into lap 35. Then it's going to be on for young and old. It's down to 2 seconds now. So Meowsie definitely struggling. Those hard tyres are about 15 laps old. Almost 16 to be fair. Less than 2 seconds now. It's down to 1.9. It's definitely going to be on. It's down to 1.8. Meowsie could be in a little bit of trouble here. Although I do believe Meowsie's catching up to Gears, so he might get a get out of jail free card here. But it's definitely on. You can see how close Gridjokes is to him. But Gridjokes needs to catch up at about 6 tenths. MS3 now has a penalty. Meowsie's also going to have to watch that as well. We're not sure how many warnings Meowsie's on. And if Meowsie gets a penalty, it'll definitely be all over. Meowsie's managed to somewhat match Gridjokes' pace this lap, so that will have helped him at least. Now to enter lap 34, so Gridjokes is going to need to get a move on. It's about 8 tenths a lap now he has to catch. That's just to be able to mount a challenge. Those tyres might just be the point where they've just started to go off. They're both on pretty old tyres. Meowsie's are 17 laps old, Gridjokes are 14 laps old, and Gridjokes is on the softer compound. At the same time, it's not over till it's over. I think it's safe to say that Gridjokes has definitely secured second, but he could still win this. And he's really using up that tyre. You compare his tyres to Zook behind him. So he's going to have to watch that, especially on the temperature side. We enter lap 35 and Gears is pulled out of the way. At this point, I'd say that Gridjokes is going to need Meowsie to make a mistake. We are on the penultimate lap. But it's definitely not going to be an easy win for Meowsie. Probably the first time that Meowsie hasn't actually gone unchallenged. Sammy is actually doing a pretty good job staying up with KB as much as he is with his tyres that old. 20 laps on the hards he's done. Down to 1.7, but they're entering the final lap, so it's probably not going to be enough. Short of Meowsie making a mistake, he may very well have this race sewn up. The end of the final lap now. So Meowsie's just got to keep it neat and tidy this lap. And as long as Meowsie keeps it neat and tidy, doesn't make any mistakes, doesn't exceed the track limits, then he'll have yet another win to his name here in Brazil. But it is actually surprisingly tight at the front. Here's meanwhile, looks like he's going for fastest lap. And I would say at this point, Meowsy's probably just had too much pace. I mean, Gridjokes gave it a fair crack, but it looks like Meowsy's probably going to win this. He will win it as he comes across the line. But Gridjokes definitely gave him a run for his money. These two still tussling over position. They come to the final turn. And it's been rather feisty. And Gears will get the fast slap on the final lap as well. And that's a way to secure that point. And that, I dare say, will be all she wrote for this week. But it has definitely been a very feisty race. Especially with the top three. So close on pace. But this man right here, McJammy, has managed to secure yet another one. Hasn't managed to completely secure the championship. Driver of the day goes to Broadster. But that, I dare say, will be all she wrote for today. Gridjokes definitely giving a solid crack at McJammy, managing to pull back 4 seconds in the end. So not as easy a win for McJammy this time. But a win is a win, and it is one step closer to him taking out the season. As we can see, the final results from the session, definitely not a significant amount of overtakes, but definitely an interesting race. But that will be all from us for tonight. We will see you back in 2 weeks.